Hello Scentatics, welcome to Fragrance Therapy. I'm your host Alam, and looking at all the releases from the different Middle Eastern brands, I have to say French Avenue has to be in the running for Fragrance Brand of the Year. I mean, it is banger after banger this year. Almost everything they released went viral. They have found this good balance between affordability and quality. They tend to be a little bit more expensive than some other brands, but in return, they give us a bump up in refinement and quality. And because of this, I try to get my hands on every new release that I can from them. I have 6 new releases that I wanted to highlight for you guys. I'll give you my thoughts and tell you about the performance of each one. I'm going to start with my least favorite and work all the way up to my most favorite, so let's jump in. So first up, we have Magnum Opus, and this is inspired by Homage's Royal Tobacco. And let me tell you, definitely not for the faint of heart. It's deep, it's dense, and it's super masculine. Strong woody oriental scent profile that's complex and it's super intense. You get this prominent note of tobacco, incense, and oud. And when I say prominent, I mean it. It is like in your face. It opens slightly spicy and fresh with cardamom, bergamot, and basil, but quickly it transitions into that more powerful base, which is tobacco, oud, tonka bean, and amber. Excellent longevity too, 8+ hours, strong projection for the first 2 hours. Use this in the fall and winter, cool evenings, it'll work. And trust me, ladies need not apply because this is, like I said, super masculine. Now, I would not classify this as mass appealing at all. Now, there's definitely some craftsmanship here, but it's just for me, it's a little bit too dark. It's a little too intense, and I like dark fragrances. So if I'm saying it might be a little bit too dark, take that as a word of caution. And not blind buy safe either. Don't let those fresh notes up top in the opening fool you. This leans way more into the darker notes. If you like that kind of scent profile, go for it because there is quality to be found here. It's just not my thing. It's just a little bit too intense. Next up, we have Vulcan Baie, which is a clone of Stefan Humbert Lucas's Pink Boa. I have not smelt the original, so I can't tell you how close it gets. You get tons of fruit in this one. Really strong strawberry note, also bergamot, raspberry, blackberry, and blackcurrant. I've heard this being called a strawberry lemonade scent, and I think that's a spot-on take. There's a slightly boozy note with vodka in here, but it's not very strong. There's also this slightly earthy mintiness with rosemary and basil. This really does smell like a slightly spiked strawberry lemonade with like mint leaves floating on top. Another monster performer. Longevity of 8+ hours, strong projection for the first hour or two. I would say this leans heavily feminine though. In fact, I don't think it should even be marketed as unisex. Maybe if you layer it with something a little bit deeper and darker, you can make it work. I just don't see myself wearing it as is. Good for the ladies, in my opinion. Great scent, just will be challenging for most guys, I think. Good for the spring and summer. Ease up on the sprays because it's a little bit sweet in the really high heat, but otherwise you can even pull it off in the early parts of fall. Good quality scent. I think it's just for the ladies though. Next up, we have Equestrian Cirrus Pierce. And this is probably the best Parfums de Marly Perseus clone currently on the market. And they're definitely not hiding what their inspiration is. I mean, honestly, this looks like a thinner, taller brother of the original PDM. This is an aromatic, fruity fragrance, really bright, fresh, and slightly bitter grapefruit in the opening. It works really well, and it's nicely blended with neroli, and you get this clean, earthy dry down. The notes also include clary sage, vetiver, cashmere, and ambergris. This is the total opposite of Magnum Opus. This is really mass appealing, extremely easy to wear. It'll also remind you of like Terre de Mez if you haven't gotten your nose on the PDM. It's also really close to that one. I would say above average longevity for a citrusy fresh fragrance, about 7 hours with a moderate projection for the first hour. Summer, springtime only, highly refreshing for that warm weather though. Leans masculine, but I think ladies who like citrusy fragrance can definitely pull this off. Next up, we have Zenith Blue, and this is a 95% close clone of the original Dior Sauvage. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do we really need another Dior Sauvage clone in 2025? And honestly, I thought the same thing. I was like, there's so many clones of this fragrance, some of which I remember being really good. But after testing this one, as well as this Maison Alhambra Salvo, Armaf Modest, and then I don't know where I put the Ventana by Armaf, my perspective did shift a little bit. And the honest truth is that clones have just gotten so much better over the last few years. Ventana came out in 2017, Modest came out in 2019, and Salvo in 2022. They're really good for their time, but this one, I have to say, does take the closeness, quality, and performance to another level. At this point, everybody knows the scent profile. It's masculine, it's fresh, it's peppery, it's woody. Dear Sauvage is the best-selling men's fragrance of all time, so chances are that you have smelt it or that you own one. Look, is it a bit played out at this point? Probably, but there's no denying that it still smells amazing, and this gets so damn close. Good longevity too, 7.5 to 8 hours right out of the box. Good projection for those first 2 hours. This one is for guys only though, but it is highly versatile. You can wear it year round, day or night, dress it up, dress it down. I did see a video by Aromatics talking about how Sauvage is being reformulated. So going forward, this might be the best option if you're looking for that original scent profile. That's probably why French Avenue decided to release this now. I was ready to write this one off, but it really did surprise me, and it is really, really good. Next up, we have Atlantis Extrait, and this is inspired by Room 1015 Wavechild. Now, I have never gotten my nose on the OG, so I can't tell you how close this one gets to this, but I can say this smells amazing. I wish I had this in the summer. I would have worn the heck out of it. I tried getting it earlier, but it was sold out everywhere. This one is floral, it's fruity, it's aquatic, super vibrant scent, bright citrus and aquatic notes, but that's amazingly complemented by the sweet creamy base. Some of the key notes include orange, watermelon, coconut, white flower. That sweetness comes from vanilla, and there's this surprising note of cacao. But let's talk about that standout note, which is watermelon. The watermelon in here is so good. Totally different from the watermelon you get in Nitro Red. That one is more like a Jolly Rancher candied watermelon. This one is far more realistic. Another above average performer when it comes to freshies, I consistently got 7 hours on this. Projection starts out really strong for about an hour, and then it does settle into a more intimate skin scent. Spring and summer fragrance, perfect for the high heat. I feel this is completely unisex also. Men can pull it off, women can wear it perfectly comfortably as well. This is summer beach vacation in a bottle. Little sad I didn't get this earlier. Can't wait to use it when the weather becomes warmer next year again. Hopefully it'll just sit on the shelf and mature a little bit. Now for my favorite of the lot. I do not know why this hasn't gotten more hype. I think it's amazing, and that is French Avenue's Access. Really cool looking bottle too, like that, and it says Access at the bottom. And this one is inspired by Byredo's Vanilla Antique. Another one that I have not smelled the original, but this is so darn good. I don't know how much better the original could be. I have worn this 4 times since I've gotten it, and I am 4 for 4 when it comes to compliments. This might be my go-to cold weather fragrance this year. You also get notes that include freesia, plum, woods, amber, labdanum, and a prominent and smooth vanilla. And vanilla is the star of the show here. But it's not your typical sweet gourmand vanilla. This is a dark, mature, and almost slightly smoky vanilla. This is a very sexy, mature fragrance, very unique use of vanilla, and I love it. Amazing longevity. I put this on just last week. I went to work all day. I came home after 8 hours, and my daughter was like, I can still smell it so strongly on you, Daddy. So just based on that, I would say 10 plus hours. Strong projection and sillage also for the first couple of hours. A dark, cozy, warm scent for the fall and winter. From what I've read, this leans a little bit more into those darker notes than the original does, thus making it a little bit more unisex, whereas the original, some people say it leans a little bit femme. I freaking love this thing. And I also have this Arabia Prestige take on this. I'm still testing this out. I need to start doing shorts. Maybe I'll do a short that has these two going head to head. We'll see. Well, there you have it, folks. 6 solid new releases from French Avenue. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these and which of these are your favorite. Also, please hit that like and subscribe button. We're chipping away at our next milestone, which is 5,000 subs, and each sub helps us get there. For all of those who have already subbed, much love. And as always, stay tuned for more Photobar Fragrance content. Until next time, I'm out.